So let's suppose you've been selected to be in 7 different festivals, some of which you may be able to attend, some of which you will not be able to go to. What are some of the things you should start doing, even if you can't go to them, a filmmaker should start doing to grease those wheels, let them know, knowing you may want to come back in a couple of years, things like that?
Okay, well, definitely what you want to do when you get into a film festival is, again, just be cool and be conscious of the schedule. You have to make a delivery to them. So you have to make, so the first thing you do is, they'll tell you you're in first. And then a day later, you'll get an email, and they'll say, please accept this invitation. They want to know you're in, you accept it. Then you'll get an email from them with all their information, like, thank you, congratulations, you've been accepted. They'll tell you like when it is, what they provide in terms of airfare, hotel, if anything. About half do provide something. Then talk about when materials are due, what the materials are, what you're screening on. So really, you want to think about right away. You want to kind of put together a schedule. Whereas we have to have our master to them by this date, and they need this kind of master. Do they need DCP? Do they need Blu-ray, HD Cam, MOV file, whatever it is? You want to make sure you have that in your mind. And then you also, it's an automatic thing where you want to create your bonus materials. You go, okay, well, we need to have posters, we need postcards, and so forth. And then you want to think about whether or not you're going to go. And if they're paying for airfare and hotel, it's way easier to decide. But if it's at the same time as another festival, we had a case where we had 3 at once, like twice on the favor circuit. So at that point, you say, well, who's going to go? Are my actors going to go without me? And you do have, if you have, like on favor, we have 2 solid lead actors. I mean, the film is the 2 of them, pretty much for the entire running time. They're the 2 leads, the 2 character piece. So, and they were both involved from even before we started shooting, during the writing process. So it's easy for me to say, okay, Patrick Day, you're going to go to this festival. Blaine Weaver, you're going to go to this festival. I'm going to go to this festival. We'll divide and conquer. And every single festival gets some sort of good representation of the movie. They get someone who knows the whole film. The actor is less involved with the behind the scenes, as obviously the writer, director, editor is, but they were there and they're on camera, and that's way cool for an audience to see the actor they just saw on screen do a Q&A. So figure out who's going to go, and if you can get there, get there. With favor, it was only one festival this run no one was able to get to, which is pretty cool. I think with official it was about 40% we couldn't get anybody there. It just happens, you just can't afford to get it this time, or there's conflict with something else. But with this, we were very fortunate because we had 3 people we could divide up and send different ways. So that's the first thing you do, is start thinking about the deadlines, and its work. And also, I always say, write to them, ask them, acknowledge everything. Great, thank you. So be concise, but acknowledge it. Thank you so much. We'll have all the materials to you. If there's anything else you can do, let me know. If you have any special things you can ask for, or offer rather, so anything special things you can offer, like if you have, we have, this special giveaway T-shirt package, or let them know about that right away and see if they can use it. If you're going to go to the festival, also write to them and volunteer. Well, happy to do panels or whatever you need me to do, so that you're contributing to their show. Part of being grateful. So.
And on the rare instance that you can't make it, life gets in the way, finances get in the way.
Right.
Finances, again, get in the way. What should you do maybe social media wise, or what can you do, virtually that could maybe make up for some of that?
Well, whether you're there or not, you should do as much social media as possible. Mm-hmm. First of all, find the festival's Twitter handle, Facebook handles, like them, follow them. Usually they'll follow you back, or they'll find you as well. Then if you have a website, have a schedule, a screening schedule, add a ticket link when it becomes live to their screening, date, time, everything else. Everything you would put on your postcard, you can put on your website, including the link, which, unlike a postcard, is actually clickable. Have that updated all the time. And you should always do social, but you should do it whether you're there or not. I mean, it doesn't really change it. It's more effective if you're there. Even so, if you know 3 people that live in Delaware and you're in the Delaware Film Festival, the odds of them showing up to your screening are hundreds of times higher if you're actually going to be there to have a drink with afterwards. If you're not there, it's difficult for the festival. The festival's position is, anybody can go see the new Tom Cruise movie anytime. It's playing 35 shows a week on every other screen all throughout the city. But if you want to see such and such, you got to come this one time to this one screening, or maybe 2 times if you're playing twice in a festival. But this is you're not going to see this anywhere else. This is new and exclusive and interesting and different. And any added value you can add on to that event aspect really helps the festival. So you being there in person is a big deal. I mean, especially in festivals that aren't taking place in Los Angeles or New York, where it isn't as common for filmmakers to just fall out of the sky and talk about their film. It's a big deal. I think it's a big deal for you as a filmmaker to see your film with an audience. I don't watch the movie. I watch the audience watch the movie. You learn a lot, and you learn a lot of people talking about your film and the questions they ask, and they're more likely to remember you when they leave. Because remember, festivals is all about audience building. Creating a brand for your movie, getting it out there in front of audiences so that they remember you when VOD or DVD happens down the line.
Do you see a lot of filmmakers doing those things that you've outlined? I mean, they're all amazing tips, and I think that, this is cliche, but a recipe for success. There we go. Okay. So, but do you see a lot of people doing that?
I do see a lot of filmmakers doing that. You meet the same people on the circuit over and over and over. I think, filmmakers in general, when you've worked for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years on your movie, you're pretty proud of it, or at least you're pretty proud of the accomplishment, or you want to talk about it. It's like, you want to go and blather about your stuff. And so getting in front of an audience where they're going to talk about nothing but your movie is pretty gratifying. Even with the occasional oddball that goes off on a tangent about something else in the audience, which does happen periodically, but even then, just getting out there and glad handing. Some people don't like it though. Some people do. I know they're shy, or they're reclusive, or they don't want to talk about it, or they don't feel comfortable doing it. But it is part of the job. It's what I like to call the politician of the politician role of the filmmaker, where you have to go out. Yeah, you go out, you glad hand, you kiss babies and do all those things, and you got to keep a straight face during Q&A sometimes. I know with Official Rejection, we screened in San Diego, and the very first screening we had, the very first question of the Q&A, I opened it up. Does anybody have any questions? And this guy in the front row went, "It's too long." Like that. And his wife just went, and I kind of just went, "Well, sir, not really a question, but thank you. Anybody else?" You have to kind of smile and move on from there without getting mad or attacking your audience or whatever else.
Right. Heckling back. Yeah.
Heckling back. You can't. Yeah, you got to be cool. You got to respect their opinion. I didn't like your movie. Okay. It doesn't happen. Actually, usually if they don't like it, they're going to leave. I've had someone with Official Rejection. So we got in Denver. Someone came up to us, a filmmaker who had, I guess, programmed for Sundance, who was kind of offended by the movie. Don't argue with him. Just okay, hear him out. That's hard to do sometimes. But being a politician is important for audience building. It's important for network building. Again, if you want to be on the circuit a second, third, fourth time and not spend thousands and thousands of dollars getting your film out there, going out and glad handing and bring the staff pizza. Like, the staff is working their asses off in that office. They haven't seen daylight for weeks, and when they do, it's someone wanting something from them, some filmmaker wanting to know why the screening was 2 minutes late or something like that. So at Denver Stars, we brought them a bunch of pies.
Oh, nice.
And they were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you brought us pies." And then I asked for a fee waiver.
What flavor were they? They weren't rhubarb, were they?
Pizzas, sorry.
Oh, I see.
Pizzas.
Oh, I thought
No, our Vatavilla pizza in Denver. Best pizza in the city. Better than Bojo's. We brought them stacks of those, and they were very happy.